All right. All right. All right. All right. We are already live. Hit the button like 2 minutes early. So welcome everybody to the live. Cody Getchell tuning in right now. All right. So we're already live, by the way, buddy boy. All right. So I hit the live button. Sometimes it does it live. Sometimes it chills out. And you just got so good looking with no camera on. Amazing. Amazing. What a start to the day. We're planning something special for you guys. I'm gonna admit everybody in a second. There he is. There's the man, the myth, now the legend. All right. So check it out for whoever's here live. I know we just started this sucker. We have a bunch of people just trying to get on Zoom, and we'll admit them in for the Diamond Club members. You guys know the drill. They get private access, be on Zoom, and we do a private training right after this. But we have something super, super special. So while you guys hop on and filter in here, there's a couple things I want you guys to do. Number one, hashtag live. And if you hit this on the replay, hashtag replay. Also, we have an announcement that we're going to be going over. Do you want to kind of start this off right now, Cody, or are we going to go right into the
let them know where this whole live is going to be about this. So there's going to be going on. Let everybody in. Let's talk. Everybody hashtag live if you're here with us, please. I know it gets annoying because we say it every time, but there's a reason for it. Rahul, what's that reason? Why do we always?
We help a lot of people in this group, and we want to help a lot more people. So it gets the word spread to other people inside of the group. So it allows us to keep doing these trainings. The more people that engage, the more people we can impact and help, and the more people see it. So that's important. So while we're doing this, smash that heart button, smash the like button. Also, to get more familiar with who you guys are and how we can actually come up with even more powerful topics than any other group in Facebook land for marketing agents, coaches, consultants. Let us know what it is you do and where you're from. So you're going to do hashtag live, hashtag replay, smash the heart button. And the third step is, what is it you do? Like I do internet marketing for real estate agents. I do Facebook funnels and ads for dentists. And then where are you from? Are you from Ontario, Canada? Where in the world are you?
Let's make it an exercise. Let's make it an exercise because I've been wondering lately what it is you do, Rahul. So I think you should tell everybody so we finally get that out. What do you do, man? Maybe you could go first.
I win 2 Comma Club awards every single quarter. Nice statement. There you go. Is that an easy one for you?
That was good. Yeah, that was easy. Hopefully.
All right. So no, what we do in the GSD is we help coaches, consultants, marketing agencies, social media folks out there that are trying to get clients, not only for themselves. So you're not a shoemaker with no shoes. You can learn how to run a full service business, quit college, quit your side hustle, make this the full-time lovable job, make as much money as possible. I personally think digital marketing is the greatest job on earth when you get it. It sucks fucking balls or whatever sucks really badly for you when you don't get it, because then it could be ups, it could be downs, it could be inconsistencies, it could be, fuck, this client's getting so much results, but then they cancel on you anyways. When you have all that stress, it really does suck. So what we do is we smoothen that transition. We make it like a sustainable north-based curve. So it's a recession-proof business because you can do it anywhere. You can remote hire, you can in-house hire. Every business on earth, the number one thing they're going to need is going to be sales. How do they get it? Fucking lead generation, organic, paid traffic, the right systems. But when you don't know it, and you're not going to get it. So that's what we teach. We teach people that want to level up their game. And quite frankly, a lot of people have already been through training. They started off with whatever, elementary school all the way through high school. Some people went to college. Now, what we do is we take that compounded knowledge, whether you've been with coaches, consultants before, and we bring it to life. We bring it to actual use, not just shelved and in the history. We're going to bring it out. So if you've been through organic training and your organic shit's not working, well, why not make it work? Why not learn the nuances and the tactics and the strategies and the skills so it actually works? Same thing with paid traffic and paid ads. And there's a lot of stuff behind that, like transitioning them into a sale, upselling, cross-selling. All of that stuff is what we do inside the GSD. One of the things that like led us to being like confident and being able to not really worry about where another customer is coming from is specifically from this live we're about to do, this hype we're about to do for our mega class. It's the reverse of what people normally do. And it's literally what I've been utilizing as like your foot in the door. So I'm going to pass the torch over to Cody and let him explain. Do you want me to let the people?
Let people in, Judas. Okay. Let them in. All right. So first of all, I want to give a huge shout out, my man David Prescott. I think he's hopping on the live right now. Let's go. I want to see you. Come off mute, David. David Prescott, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What I just happened to drop the Zoom link and I just saw you closed a 9K deal in the VIP room. Is that what just happened? Hell yeah, man. Good. I want to everybody come off mute. All you guys, all the VIPs, give David some love.
Wow. Congrats, Dave.
Good, dude. You've been showing up to every call. You've been in the chat doing shit. You've been making moves. So I want to show some appreciation, man, and celebrate it a little. That was really good, man. How'd you make that happen? Where'd you pick that guy up from?
That was actually a client I've had for a year now, and I upsold her. Last year, she spent about $5,000 with me, so that's a good upsell on that. And I'm super excited and stoked. And she loved GHL, and she couldn't get enough of it. So
cool, man. Good shit. First of many, dude. Gonna be a good year. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Good. Awesome, dude. Awesome. So everybody in the comments, drop some love for David, please, and thank you. We all like to share love inside the GSD family, wherever the hell we are. So please drop some heart emojis, all that stuff. All right, guys. Today we're going to be doing something that's really going to be focused around setting the stage. Okay, we're setting the stage for next week. All right. So we've done something interesting. We've completely flipped a few things on its head. All right. What everybody's been saying is charge more money, serve less people, do all this shit and leave everybody behind. We're flipping that shit on its head. We got tired of generating leads all day long, which we don't monetize, which we build no relationships with, which 99.999% of them, we just call garbage and throw them away. Right. And if you guys can relate to this out there in any of the Facebook groups or right here in the VIP room with us, drop a 1, guys, drop a 1 in the chat, a 1 in the comments. If you're kind of tired of it, if you kind of think to yourself, like, it's great that I get a high ticket deal every now and then, but why are 90% of my conversations a fucking waste of time? And why does everybody keep telling me to make it more and more and more like a barrier to entry to even be a client of mine, to be a customer? Right. And so, guys, next week, we're going to be doing a masterclass. It's going to be called the Reverse High Ticket Masterclass. Okay. We're going to be training on a few different things. And if you want this, can you give me share screen ability, Rahul? If you want to join us, it's 100% free. If you don't have your ticket yet, you do need to register through our page. And if you are any of our paying clients or anything like that, we just want to make sure you get the links and all that kind of stuff. We will be dropping it in the private chats and all that. But if you want to attend this masterclass, it's 100% free. We have a limit on Zoom. We don't always hit it, even when we do over register, but I'm just telling you guys now, there's a limit on Zoom, 100 people. That's it. And I think we're about 10,000% over our cloud storage all of a sudden on Zoom. So we no longer have the capability of upgrading unless we want to get ridiculous. So that's it. We are what we are with Zoom forever now. So it's 100 people. It just is what it is. So if you want to get your ticket, get it, and make sure that next week it's going to be exactly this time. So just take a look around you, look at the clock, look at the time of day, realize what time of the week it is. It's exactly this time next week. I would show up 10 minutes early. There's going to be a nice little countdown video that some of you guys have probably seen before. You're going to sit here. We're going to jam out some music, some stories, all that kind of shit. And we're going to make it happen. So if you want that, give me a hashtag GSD in the comments. My team will get that over to you. The page looks exactly like this. We're talking about turning free audiences instead to monthly subscribers who are going to be begging you to become your high ticket clients. It's the reverse high ticket method. It's going to be exactly how we created 193 new customers at 47 a month, all from our email list, Facebook friends, free group in under 30 days. Okay. We're going to talk about why you should want customers instead of leads, why one of those things wastes all of your time and why the other one creates a perfect value ladder for you to be able to really help people along their journey. We're going to be talking about how you can now close every sales call instead of losing a bunch of people and leaving a bunch of people behind. We're going to be talking about creating a higher low instead of chasing a higher high. And we're going to talk about how we're doubling our high ticket sales volume by doing, again, the reverse of what everybody's saying. You mean you're doubling your high ticket, your high cost program by lowering prices and creating a bunch of cheap people? No, not by creating a bunch of cheap people. It's by creating a bunch of relationships and by getting people and inviting people to take the first step with you so that you can prove you know what you're doing. And I think that's really important. People will give you money once they have a 10 out of 10 certainty, right? So a person is more likely, and this I get from, I was trying to give credit to where I learned these concepts. This one came from the Wolf of Wall Street himself. All right. So if you ever read his book, I think it was called The Way of the Wolf, right? Jordan Belfort. And whatever you think of the guy, whatever, I don't care. Honestly, you could think he's a dickhead. You could think he's a bad person. He probably was, but he's a hell of a salesperson, right? Depending on what you want to do for your sales tactics, some of them were really good. The straight line method, all of these other things. But the thing that I took away from it really well that this is going to relate to is a person will buy from you if, and then we get to the 3 10s. And this is the 3 10s concept, right? 10 out of 10 certainty that your product will solve their problem. 10 out of 10 certainty that you are the person to use that product to help them solve their problem. And a 10 out of 10 certainty that the company or your company will put their needs above its own. It will go out of its way to make sure that you get your goal, you achieve your goal. If you get a 10 out of 10 certainty on all 3 of those things, right? Then you're going to get somebody to buy. Why wouldn't you buy? If you can convince a prospect, a lot of you guys are marketers or biz op coaches and all this shit, or even mindset, right? If you can convince a person in a biz op that you're going to double their revenue, and then they have a 10 out of 10 certainty that that's going to be the case, and they have a 10 out of 10 certainty that you're an expert and you can make that shit happen, and they have a 10 out of 10 certainty that their company will go out of its way to make sure it happens, obviously they'll buy. Or from the mindset perspective, if a person is really close to burning out and wants to mash their head through a wall, right? If you can provide them 10 out of 10 certainty that you're going to make them a happier person finally, that they're going to be able to get out of this shithole that they're stuck in, right? If you can make it work for them, what you'll end up doing is getting a buyer. And so it's all about creating this. Now, what do most people end up doing? Well, most people end up walking up to a person and being like, hey, here's an ad on the internet, or here's one post that you saw of mine. Pay me $10,000, right? For a lot of people, they don't got $10,000. For a lot of people, they're like, shit, man, I got no money at all. I need you to help me solve my problem so that I can make that money, or I need to do something else. And so a lot of the times what we're taught is to be like, well, fuck that, right? And then we circulate memes in the culture that we have where it's like, here's a $500 client and here's a $50,000 client. Well, cool. Do you have the authority and the reach and the ability to go close the $50,000 client and actually get them success? No, then stop circulating a meme that says it. Have you ever closed a $50,000 client in your fucking life? No, then maybe you shouldn't be circulating a meme because at the surface level, it makes perfect sense, right? Everybody, does that kind of make sense? Again, drop a 1 in the chat or a 1 in the comments underneath the videos and stuff if this is resonating, if this is making sense, if you guys are, picking up what I'm putting down. Good. And so what we're going to be talking about specifically next week is really, really diving deep into it, about how this fits. And all you guys in the VIP will get this. Don't worry about screenshotting and shit. I always drop these in the chat afterwards. How this fits into a journey of a person, right? So if we think that like our customer, I did this to start the GSD program and a lot of the courses and stuff that I help people do when I consult, it's always timeline based. It's what I call a journey offer, right? And so if we say a person's going to start at like your typical person has like 1 to 2 clients and they've got like 1 to 5K in revenue, and their overarching goal, 90% of the people you talk to want to get to 30 to 50K in revenue, right? And you put in along the way, you're like, okay, cool. Well, there's going to be this step, this step, this step that they take. And we're going to dive deep into this next week. But if we say they take this step, this step, this step, this could be, if you reverse this, flip it on its ass, this is your value ladder now, right? Now, most of us are told, well, who's your premium avatar for your big offer? Who's the person that's going to be paying you the big money to do this thing? Usually they're like right here, right? Perfect client. So they're already along in the way, right? Now, why does this contradict itself, right? To be going after this this person all the time? Can somebody tell me inside the chat or the comments why they think that that is? Why is that an issue that comes up for people? Nobody? Everybody's drawing a blank? Oh, we're typing. Okay. Some people are typing. We'll see. Because you're always searching. Yep, that's one. Anybody else? Usually they don't know you well enough to pay a higher ticket, 100%, right? But the other thing is like, cool, well, you're contradicting yourself in the sense that you said this is the typical timeline of your people, but then you only want the people who are up here. So you've created a system that probably helps and does all kinds of things for people, but you only want to get them when they're up here. And so you're leaving all of this behind. So all of the people that you're probably attracting and talking to and wondering about because they can't afford what your thing is, because you need them to be right here to afford your program. Even though you can help all these people back here and develop relationships all the way back here, you're creating a situation in which they are just being left out, right? And you're creating a situation in which they can't be helped because you're just not ready for it. And so what we do, and we've taught this a few times, right, is now we start to look at it like this. And we're going to really, again, dig into this next week. And guys, if you want to be on the thing, if you want your ticket, guys out there in Facebook land or even here in the chat, hashtag GSD, if you need to get registered for the Reverse High Ticket Masterclass, that's what we're talking about today, is just getting prepped for that. So we're going to talk about how we've talked endlessly about the scary offer, right? And that's up here. Scary offer. This is going to be, now we call it your Basecamp offer. And we're going to be implementing this as customer generation, relationship generation, right? And the point is now, if you think back to that first step, right, when we had our timeline out, right? Now this is your perfect avatar, the people who can pay you for your biggest thing that's going to start all the conversations. This now catches everything else. This creates the base, the floor for everything else. Now, instead of leaving people behind and just burning through leads, burning through money all the time, trying to find those unicorns all the time that can pay your high ticket thing, you're cultivating a network of people who can do it. You're cultivating and creating a group of people, right, that are going to be able to afford your shit. Now, the big thing here is about taking that and putting it into place so that it actually does help them progress to where they can go that next level with you. It needs to be cyclical. You want it to funnel into your higher ticket program. You want, and we'll go through percentages and stuff next week, but in general, 10-ish% at least to be your floor for upgrading over the course of whatever your normal progression system is. And we'll be talking about that again next week. And so guys, if you want, again, we're talking about right here, the reverse high ticket method. And we're going to be going over a few specific secrets. Okay. So specifically, we're going to go over our content framework that turn followers and lists into recurring revenue and hungry buyers. And that's really important for you guys to understand is that, and look, this is meta as fuck probably for the people sitting right in front of me, right? They know that we're talking about them, right, guys? Who here understands what's going on? Like thumbs up, right? You guys are the whole process. You've gone through it. And just FYI, guys, we'll do Q&As and shit on this training. So if anybody wants to hop on and just ask questions to literal VIP people that we'll be talking about, I'd say do it, show up, because it's going to be interesting. And it's creating frameworks of email systems and trainings just like this weekly and creating content that has allowed us to monetize the followers so that we're not just generating leads. We're going to be talking specifically about the method itself and how we're getting paying subscribers instead of leads, meaning what is our focus now? Specifically, what is our focus now as a marketing department, which I run in the GSD along with a couple of other team members, right? And how does that fit in? And we're talking about specifically what we've created now is who here understands the concept of the marketing flywheel as opposed to the marketing funnel? Raise your hand. Nobody? Okay. Let me see if I can look it up. So there's actually a good article about it. Let me see if I can just, here it is right here. I've actually got it open because I was showing some the other day. So it's this, right? So it's taking this, creating a cyclical effect, right? Instead of a funnel effect. So normally what you're doing in a marketing funnel is creating a marketing funnel like this. And what are you doing a lot of the time here? You're leaving a bunch of this shit behind, right? A lot of this shit, as you see, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller to here, and everything else falls by the wayside. What the flywheel thing does is it creates this. So you go from, again, evaluators, beginners, regulars, champions. And so what we're going to be teaching next week is how you flip this on its ass and create something like this, where instead of leaving people behind, where eventually if they figure their own shit out, they get funneled through. Now we're talking about how do they all work together? Because if you do this correctly, you can have a system where you have a low ticket, you have a high ticket, and then the high ticket people who you serviced correctly become champions, right? And if you want to see this in effect, you go to our group, one of them, too many groups, right? And you look at the post up here. So what do I mean by that last thing? I mean, like, okay, cool, they become champions. You want to see if we have champions? Well, here you go. Look at all this. This is all people who went through the high ticket one, right? And are leaving love on the comments. And so what have we done? We're creating now, we're putting in this last piece here where it's the evaluators and the beginners is what we're talking about now. Then you create the regulars, they become your champions, and that fuels back into the evaluator. So we right now have free group beginners who want to take the first step, high ticket, that want to take the next step, that then come out because we do good work, right? That then come out as champions. And suddenly we've got all this, right? And then you could also put it, joingsd.com/what, thank you. Yeah, this one. Right? They create more champion type stuff with all of the testimonials and all the videos. And you guys have seen some student spotlight videos we've done recently, right? You create champions through that who will leave comments, who will shoot videos, who will then entice the next group of people to know, hey, these guys are obviously really fucking good at what they do. So then they become evaluators, they become beginners. Is all of this making sense, guys? Right? Because this is going to be heavy, heavy, heavy concepts into what we'll be doing specifically next week. This is exactly the breakdown, the training, all of this shit, just without all the details of what we'll be talking about next week. So hopefully this is getting you guys excited. Drop me a 1 if you're super excited, or some fire emojis in the comments and the questions and all that if you're super excited for next week based on this, or a sad frowny face if you think the training is going to be a pile of shit and you hate everything that I've said so far. That's what I want to know. Give me feedback, guys. There we go. Ones, fire emojis. Good. Good, guys. This is what I want to see. So I think this is going to be super, super interesting because everybody, look, I think everybody's gotten a little caught up in two things. Maybe I'm just on this side of the internet, the ClickFunnels side of the internet, but everybody wants to create a funnel. You're one funnel away. And everybody wants to raise prices. That's literally, for the last like 2 years, that's all I fucking heard. You're one funnel away and raise your prices. I would flip that on its ass and say you're maybe a flywheel away, but it's actually an optimal selling system and relationship building value ladder away. And also, by the way, you're one offer away, not one funnel away. Because I have seen some websites from like 1995 brilliantly outperform the most beautiful funnels you've ever seen. Because as I say over and over and over again, no amount of traffic will fix your shitty offer. And it's the same thing for your funnel. No amount of sex appeal on your funnel is going to fix your shitty offer either. And so that needs to be done. So we're going to be talking specifically a lot about how to create a new kind of offer, right, next week, where we can now officially and finally meet people where they're at. Meet people where they need to be. The final piece of this puzzle that we're going to be talking about next week specifically, I've lost my page now, haven't I? Oh, there's too many. Wait, let's just do this. Reverse. I take it. Well, we're Googling reverse now. Hold on, let me find the page. The last piece of the puzzle we're going to be talking about is going to be how this is affecting our close rate, our sales team. in a positive way, because it gives them a new bullet in the chamber, right? It allows them to be able to create a first step of the relationship, right? How many of you guys out there on Facebook or here in the chat, right, as your own salespeople, oftentimes just completely, if they're not ready right now, if they can't buy right now, they completely disappear. You completely lose the prospect, right? Even if they were a great person or they said, hey, if this sounds familiar, actually drop a 1 in the chat or a 1 in the comments, right? Where you've ever heard a person say this, man, this is exactly what I need. I just don't have the money right this second. I just can't afford it. I'll as soon as I can though, man, as soon as I'm ready, we'll do it. And then you never hear from those people ever again. And it's usually, man, I mean, look, when you get into this situation, everybody means well. People shit on those kind of people all the time. But I think as we got to remember, you know, the other people we're talking to are fucking people. They're humans, right? And shit gets in the way. Now, I'm not going to go on about, you know, how it's them fooling themselves and how they're trying to let the perfect situation come along and it's stopping them from being awesome. You guys have all heard me give these spiels before, but the point is you're losing them, right? Because you don't have that first step, right? And so this has been huge for our sales team, because now it's like, okay, cool, you're not ready for this yet, but we can still help you, because our mandate, I've never really been one for like missions of companies and like, I gotta have a fucking purpose. Like, I do find people just attach themselves to that too much and it becomes a little woo-woo and it becomes fake horse shit. But for us, our mandate really is just leave every conversation helping them. My whole point, like me and Rahul never had to start this coaching program at all. We did it really, I don't even remember why we did it. I think it was Rahul's fault. He started the group and then somehow I got sucked into it. Never thought I'd be a teacher. But the point was we just enjoyed it. We started helping people and we fucking liked it. And so we kept going. And so that really is it. I just want to leave every conversation we have with every person that we got helping them. And that makes me feel good. And isn't that the point of doing anything, right? And so this is a step in that allows us to now help people, because without it, right? Without it, we could only help you if you were here. And how can I only have a sale for a regular if I just met the person? How does that make sense? Can't really be a regular, right? We're forcing square peg into round hole, like a child. Like when we first learned how to play with blocks when we were a kid, then we just forgot all those rules and we're like, fuck it. This square looks like it could maybe fit into that circle. Let me punch it a few times and try to figure it out, right? That's what we're trying to do. Trying to put a evaluator or a beginner into a regular slot, right? And so now what are we doing? We're creating something that works here. We're creating something that allows us to make this happen. So with that being said, guys, if you guys want to join the masterclass next week, it is 100% free. Woohoo. It's going to be called the reverse high ticket method. We're going to be doing some cool shit. There will, of course, be some offers made to people to join us in one way or the other in any of these 4 things that I've already just told you about, because we are people who are marketing ourselves to, you know, join our programs. Let's not pretend like that's not the case. We're always pretty straight about that. But the actual masterclass itself is going to be mind-blowing. And it is literally, like, I think I can't express this enough, a unique method that nobody else is teaching. So, you know, if you've been trying to stick your head up out of the gutter and finally find something new, a strategy that hasn't been retaught 40 bajillion times, and somebody who's actually innovated something, hey, this is it. So, you know, free, innovative, unique, get shit done, all that stuff. If you've been sitting around on the sidelines, drop me a hashtag GSD, get your ticket. Please, next week, same time, please show up early, hop on the Zoom early. I have no idea if I can guarantee spots. I only can guarantee that we can no longer upgrade Zoom because they hate us, because we've used 10,000% of their storage, and I have no idea what they want to charge us to upgrade now, but fuck it, I'm not touching that. So it is what it is forever. They're not punishing us. They're just basically saying, you know, please do something about this, and we're not going to. I know us well enough to know we're not going to. So there's 100 slots on any Zoom that we ever do from here on out, which just gives us scarcity, which is fantastic because we're marketers. So get your ticket, save the link. When you go through it and you get your free ticket, there's a link. We use this thing called Add Event now. It's a button and it adds the event directly to your calendar. and it pops on there. And then you've got the Zoom link, you've got the time, you can go in and set reminders. You get everything all there, all for free. It's fantastic. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. So drop a hashtag GSD down below in the comments if you don't have your ticket yet. And we'll somebody from our team will get it out to you. We'll probably drop the link down in there and we'll make this shit happen. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Rahul,
Like who's trying to improve, or who's already trying to implement something like this in the Zoom chat, and even you guys in Facebook land, wherever you're watching, or YouTube land, wherever this is streaming. So Jarian's trying to implement this. Who else wants to or is already trying to implement a reverse high ticket method? All right, we got Fred trying to do it. Okay. What else? All right. Robert wants to implement it. All right. Jason, you too. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, because this is Megan. Cool, awesome. All right, yeah, just keep dropping the me's and whoever wants it in the group, because this is like Cody mentioned, this is a game changer because we meet people where they are. We build that know, like, and trustability. They start off with something smaller to earn our way up to the top. It works in services, coaching, really anything. I mean, look at Costco. I mean, they sell $1.50 hot dog, and then you walk out with, on average, 114 per cart. 90% of people will renew their $125 membership. So the reverse high ticket stuff works in anything. Well, I don't care if it's fucking retail. I mean, that's what these holiday sales are for Macy's or Nordstrom's or your favorite shops. Reverse high ticket. Buy a low ticket shirt, get the high ticket stuff that you really want, right? They're just getting the butt in the seat, develop the trust, and then now you all of a sudden can have the opportunity to work with somebody more closely. Cool. All right. Yeah, Costco. I make too many references to Costco. I used to call that Disneyland. That was my version of Disneyland. And then the pandemic happened and they got rid of the free samples.
I do think I've heard you bring up the Costco hot dog 3 times.
Yeah, I stopped eating them for health reasons, but I still miss it. But yeah, ever since the pandemic hit, I don't like Costco as much because the free samples are gone.
All right, let's move over to the VIP room. Anything else you want to drop out there, guys? If you have not yet, drop a hashtag GSD. Our team will get the link out to you. This has been a little bit of value bomb for you. I had to dive in a little bit, and 2, just a giant explanation for why you need to be on this next week. Hence why I'm spending so much time repeating myself. If you want something, drop a hashtag GSD. We're about to hop into our super secret, private, very important people only back room, by the way. So if anybody also wants to know what the fuck I'm talking about on that, I would drop a hashtag VIP and maybe hop in here with, what do we got? Like 25, 20 something, 21 very important people. Hey guys, do you guys feel very important? Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up. Do you guys feel like you're very important because of that room? Cool. Yeah, thumbs up. Good. Cool.
Well, this is where the change happens, when we go private. So let's get some live Q&A and get some money making activities.
Cool. All right, guys, everybody in Facebook land, we're signing off for this week. Drop a hashtag GSD if you want to hop on the masterclass next week. You don't want to miss it. It's unique, it's interesting, it's life-changing, and it's different than anything else anybody's doing right now. So hashtag GSD in the comments. Otherwise, we will see all you beautiful people next week. We're going to the VIP room, taking it private.